ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful, to Nerd Sports 118. Today, we are going to go over the Chemi Olympics, apparently. They had, I guess, muscular sclerosis, and they put them in,
muscular.
Well, they put them in, like, tricycle type things, and they sit up and they run. so they can actually run, and they're like, mind you,
It was the one kid. He got excited.
no, if you look at the background, they're all the same
TikTok, that, right?
huh?
The TikTok was
Yeah.
like,
That's
that's
what
laugh, do not laugh challenge level
I
expert.
failed miserably. I'm not even gonna lie.
Failed miserably. And I commented on that lady's video. I was like, I'm driving the bus. I've had license to drive the bus for years.
Come on, man. There's nobody safe on there. I mean, he's adorable.
I mean,
God,
I
man,
was
could
I
not
was safe.
stop.
I was safe because I respect the many handicapped people. I can't believe you guys.
get knocked down and get back up.
I laughed my ass off. I couldn't.
You're never gonna keep me down.
Yeah. I mean, it puts a smile on your face just looking at that stuff. I mean, sometimes in a bad way because you're laughing your ass off. I can't even say bad way because it just makes you like feel good that people like that actually can do that. They get people to go out.
Did you ever go and listen to Bobcat Goldthwait's Special Olympics bit? Oh, dude, it's on Spotify or YouTube. Go look it up. But just Bobcat Goldthwait Special Olympics, and it'll pull up. He's got a comedy album out there with that bit on it, and it's
man,
fucking hilarious. Like he said that they're on the plane, and all of a sudden they start having issues, and then they tell everybody, put your seats in the upright position, tray tables up, the whole yards, right? Everybody's freaking out, and then they it's like. He realized he's on the plane with every member of the U.S. Special Olympics team. And there's this one kid who sat way in the back of the plane who had the best attitude about it all. He was like, yay, ambulance. And he's like, how's that headline going to read?
I'd just be fucking with the whole time.
Medium Bobcat Goldthwait, the Olympics team died in fiery plane crash, or is it Special Olympics plane with Bobcat Goldthwait on board crashes? He goes, I'm not really sure. I like the way that's going to read.
Oh my God, that's great.
That is my impression for the week. So there you go. Baseball news.
Give it a solid 8.5.
Hold on, I can do better.
Man, I was driving this bus, and this lady, she came on, and I was like, "Wow!" And she was like, "Fuck you!" And I was like, "Sit down, bitch."
9.3.
Okay, all right.
First mark improvement.
I brought my GPA up. That's all I care about.
So I'm so happy that we support Chris, and he's the judgmental person of the group. So happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
David, we've met, right?
Yeah, I know.
Just hide it better. I wear my judgment right out there on the sleeve. Everybody can see it. Enjoy it with the rest of the world.
You brought your A game, Tiger. Congratulations. All right.
Take it away.
So really the big trade topic subject in baseball, approaching the trade deadline in September, I think it is, or in August. Anyway, the trade deadline's coming up. But the Angels have gone 6-2 over their last 8 games. So they've kind of hit a little bit of a hot streak. But the Angels have communicated that they are entertaining trade scenarios with other teams for Shohei Ohtani. Now as of today, the Angels are projected at like 9.6% probability to make the playoffs. Okay. Now, there's several teams that are being rumored. I don't think that the New York Yankees are one of those teams, but the Dodgers are part of those talks. Let me see here. I know that the Fox News, Fox Sports seems to be on the whole, the Red Sox are the front runners train. Now, as a Red Sox fan, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that because Shohei Ohtani just signed a $600 million contract with the Angels.
Jesus.
Damn.
Okay. Now, is Shohei Ohtani enough of a resource? Yeah, thank you. August 1st. Thank you, David. So is Shohei Ohtani enough of a resource to put a team like the Red Sox over the top, to where they can really start to come together and put together enough meaningful wins? We're not talking series sweeps, we're maybe talking series wins, but just not drop 2 or 3 in a row kind of a situation. Where they can put together enough wins between now and the end of the season to not only qualify for a wild card spot, but maybe contend for the top wild card spot. At this point in the season, I was willing to rule the Red Sox out as being a contender for the division title after April was over. But, it's not outside the realm of the impossible for them to do that, but they're going to definitely need some outside help. They do not control their own destiny at this point, at least as far as the divisional race is concerned. Wild card race, as of today, they're still only a game and a half back from the I think they're actually a game and a half back from the third wild card spot still. So, but it's there's a lot of pundits that are out there saying that it's unlikely that the Angels will deal Ohtani. Now, he's a two-way player. He pitches and he plays a field position. He's leading the American League in home runs right now, and he's actually on a better pace than Aaron Judge was home run wise at this point last year. So I think it would just be kind of funny if Shohei Ohtani went out there and hit 63 plus home runs this year, and then kind of took the allure. I'll give Roger Maris all the credit in the world for holding the American League single season home run record for as long as he did, even though he was a member of the Yankees when he did it. And, got nothing really too far against Aaron Judge. It's just the fact that he plays for the Yankees. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'd like to see somebody else break that record. One, because I think it would be good for the sport, not only domestically, but internationally as well. You've got this stud coming out of Japan who is doing things that nobody has seen since Babe Ruth, almost, as far as, being a two-way player.
Yeah.
But it's, with the package, there's talks with San Diego, There's also talks about the Orioles, as I said before, the Red Sox. The thing about making a trade deadline deal like this, what they consider to be a blockbuster deal, is that 9 times out of 10, the players that you pick up at or before the trade deadline are, for lack of a better term, they're just basically a mid-season rental. Because unless you have the capital available to re-sign that player during the offseason, for somebody like Ohtani, you're going to give up at least one good starting pitcher, maybe a stud hitter, and a handful of prospects, if not maybe cash considerations.
I wonder if he has to pay Japan taxes if he makes that, because if you have to pay Japan taxes, their taxes are like ridiculous.
He may have to pay an expat tax. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that he does owe the club that he came from. He does owe them some money based on his contract here.
One of the changes things with the new contract.
Yeah, they're going to have to write out that clause. They really are. They're going to have to write that clause out, and even then, he may, if he does that, he may bring shame or dishonor upon that club, and they may not allow him to return to Japan to play baseball. So there's things like that to consider. The Japanese pool of talent that comes over from Japan, that's playing professionally in Japan, that comes over to play Major League Baseball, that's a whole different animal, because you have to put in a bid. Is basically the highest bidder gets to enter into negotiation talks. So the team has to put up a lump sum of money just to have the right to talk to him first.
Right.
And then they go into contract negotiations. And even though you've gotten first dibs, that's no guarantee that you're going to sign that player. I think Ohtani is shining the way that he is in Anaheim, because it is a smaller market team. He stands out the way that he does, and he looks far and away like a god among men as compared to everybody else on that roster, with the exception of maybe Hunter Renfroe and Mike Trout. And that's just because the Angels are your perennial losers. I don't want to say they're basement dwellers by any stretch of the imagination. The American League West, that spot's usually reserved for the Oakland and potentially future Las Vegas Athletics. Right. But so it's just Mike Trout and Hunter Renfroe. Hunter Renfroe, he played for a season or two with the Red Sox. He did well here in Boston, but it was more of a, I must be boring the dog crap out of him. He got up and straight up left.
Just straight up walked away. Mid-sentence, didn't say nothing. He said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." Hey, welcome back. Glad you're going.
I was going to do the whole Howie Mandel stand-up routine, and I was going to have everybody switch places.
That would have been funny. No, I had to grab something. Door.
Oh, okay. But I honestly think that Hunter or Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, they are definitely wasting their careers playing in Anaheim. If either one of them wants a chance at a championship ring, they need to get out of Anaheim. They really do. They need to get away from the Angels, and they need to do it fast.
I can't believe that Mike Trout has lasted that long in that club.
Well,
well, most of the times, don't you go into the lower brand of the major league teams just so you could get hopefully a spotlight shine on you? So
how much more of a how much brighter is that
those two players? Yeah, those two players alone are they are the textbook definition of generational talent. They don't need to go to a lower tier team just to have the spotlight put on them. If you put them in a large market team like Boston, or God forbid, the New York Yankees, you're going to have a standout star regardless. And that's just based on their performance. And if you put them in a position to where they've got lineups like Boston has the potential for, like the Yankees have the potential for, or
And they can afford them.
another large market team, the Dodgers. If Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout played for the Los Angeles Dodgers and they had that kind of offensive power and pitching support behind them, the amount of wins that they would rack up as a team are mind-boggling. We're not talking about tying the 2001 Seattle Mariners with 116 wins. We're talking teams that might approach the 120, dare I say, even the 130 win mark. And they do it perennially. I know I can't say that word correctly, but I mean, like consistently 120, 130 wins a season. Okay. And then that's putting teams on a mark for, multiple World Series championships. I mean, enough to give Yankees fans a reason to be scared, because now they're having to look over their shoulder because somebody else is getting close to there. We got 27 rings. It's like, seriously. I mean, but I think that those two players alone are withering away, and they are wasting their opportunity at a championship by staying in an Angels uniform, hands down. And that is not just because I'm a Red Sox fan. Would I love to see Mike Trout? Would I love to see Shohei Ohtani in a Red Sox uniform? Absolutely. But at what cost? I mean, it has to be a reasonable cost. And any general manager that is entertaining trade talks for that particular player has to look at the long-term picture. Like, yeah, you're going to get a player for a couple of months, and is he going to help you win some additional games? Is he going to help you kind of up your run production? Absolutely, they're going to do that. But at what price? I mean, it's almost like it's almost like Thanos when he's in the ether, and his daughter's like, was it worth it? Or what did it cost? Everything. It's like you're going to rape your farm system, and you're going to basically have a fire sale to bring in one guy just because he's projected to make $600+ million going into the offseason. Man, I don't think so. I think that at this point, we retain the farm picks that we've, the farm talent that we've got. We retain the prospects that we have. We retain the talent that we have in the starting rotation and in the bullpen. And we look forward to the offseason, and we see what kind of a deal that we can get, because at that point you can release guys, free up some payroll space, because baseball doesn't have a salary cap, but they do have luxury tax implications. So once you go over a certain amount on your payroll, you have to pay a percentage of that as a luxury tax that gets disseminated to the smaller market teams. So we have to be smart about it, because the other side of this the sword is that, yeah, you could go out and throw all this money at this guy, and you could pay the penalty on luxury tax just for the sheer sake of having a guy in your uniform. But you're going to have to raise the price of your tickets. And I know that at Yankee Stadium, and I know that at Fenway, that those are two of the most costly venues in all of baseball. I mean, they are.
Right.
How much are the tickets?
I mean, and depending on depending on what team's coming into play that weekend, it's like, okay, so like Rangers tickets for the most part, they're pretty reasonable. But you get a large market team like the Yankees, the Red Sox, or the Dodgers, or even the Braves coming in, and ticket prices go up because that large market team takes a portion of the ticket sales.
Right.
So these high-priced contracts that are going out throughout baseball over the last few years have actually, in my opinion, been hurting the game. I'm not against somebody going out and getting theirs. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm. I also wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing salary caps coming in.
Well, that's something that would be that would have to be agreed upon by the players' union during the next collective bargaining agreement. Do I see it happening? Probably not. Just based on the talks that we had going into last year, where we had a delay to the to the season because of the collective bargaining agreement, the players union kind of sitting out. The overall consensus is that salary cap's just not going to be a thing. And
Yeah, but
because,
there's
you're
definitely
going to have your haves and you're going to have your have-nots. Now, I understand that it's all relative based on the amount of talent. Now, you've got you got what, a 53-man roster in the NFL, and 2/3 of those guys are making league minimum.
right.
You got your superstars that are out there, the ones that are always on TV, the ones that the cameras always are zooming in on.
This
They-
ticket
they-
prices aren't that bad.
What, at Fenway?
I'm looking at New York. It's like for like the bleeding seats. Yeah.
The nosebleed seats?
Baseball.
Yeah, it's like $56 to $71.
Yeah, but think about that. By comparison, look at Globe Life Field in Arlington. For the upper deck, lower, the nosebleed seats. And then you look at Minute Maid Park. The Houston Astros are a large market team. Their nosebleed seats are like anywhere from $20 to $30.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
And
like
if you want a seat that's anywhere close to the action,
like $600. Yeah.
yeah, and like Fenway, a seat on the Monster, on the Green Monster, those are like $400 a seat.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
19 bucks.
Yeah, so it's all relative. I mean, you've got this brand new hotness. You got this
the bullpen. It's like
you've got this
180.
Aladdin lunchbox of a stadium with a couple of like really obscured view seats in it. And the team is really, at this point, it's actually performing the way that they thought that they should have been performing last year, but they just got the right personnel in. The Texas Rangers are spending like they're a large market team. And I would be very, very surprised to see that trend continue without jacking the prices of their tickets up.
Yeah.
Because they've got Corey Seager's contract. They've got Noah Syndergaard's contract now. And if Aroldis Chapman decides to re-sign with the Rangers after the season is over, depending on his performance, he may ask for like $3 or $4 million. Now, because Aroldis Chapman has been kind of on the outs here as of late, we may not see that because, people are going to be like, well, we're going to give you that probational contract amount, maybe $720,000 a year, until you prove to us that you're not going to be a complete horse's ass in the, in the locker room. But, I mean, as far as, the standings are concerned, going into action today, the Baltimore Orioles are actually in first place in the American League East. They have leapfrogged the Rays. They are ahead by 2 games now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and everybody, the Toronto Blue Jays are the only ones that are playing, and they're playing later tonight in LA against the Dodgers. But the Baltimore Orioles, their first place Baltimore Orioles, are actually playing right now in Philadelphia. Everybody else in the American League East has the day off. They don't play until tomorrow. The Red Sox are going to be in Atlanta. The Yankees are going to be across the river playing the Mets at Citi Field, and the Tampa Bay Rays, they're just taking a bus ride across the state over to Miami to play the Marlins. But everybody is still, everybody's still above 500. The Yankees and the Red Sox, they're tied for last place. They both have a .530 winning percentage at 53 and 47. They're both 8.5 games out of first place at this point in the season. It's not a stretch to think that one or both of them might be a contender for the division title if things fall their way. With the way that the Yankees are playing baseball right now, I seriously doubt that that's going to be the case. And unless the Red Sox find some kind of miracle formula and put together more consistency. I know that over their last 10 games, they're 6-4, and they've lost their last 2. But Yeah, it's one of those situations where I'm just kind of like, well, no, correction. They won their last 2 games, but I want to see more consistency out of them. I'd like to see a couple more sweeps. And obviously they're going to need some help to move out of last place in the division. I mean, they're only 2.5. They're only 2 games behind Toronto for 3rd place, and then they're 6.5 games behind Tampa Bay for 2nd place. So they're going to have some help to move up in the division, but definitely they can help their winning percentage by getting more consistency out of their starting rotation, more consistency out of the bullpen. The offense has been clicking here lately. Rafael Devers has been kind of on a home run hot streak since the All-Star break, so that's kind of nice to see his bat come alive. The Minnesota Twins, they happen to still be in first place. They're capitalizing on the mediocre at best American League Central. The Cleveland Guardians are still in second place at a .495 winning percentage. They are 1 game under 500. The only team that is worse than the Kansas City Royals right now, who are in last place in their division, are the Oakland Athletics at 28-74.
Damn.
It's just
they are 32 games out of first place. They are 28 games out of the last wild card spot.
What's the opposite of fairy tale season? That's what they're having right now.
Well, I think part of that is fueled by, players don't want to play in Oakland anymore because the Coliseum, for all intents and purposes, yes, I understand that it's got its history, but it's a dump, dude. It's got the biggest, it's got the most real estate to cover as far as foul territory is concerned. Hitters don't like hitting there, especially during night games, because you got that marine layer coming in and it really causes balls to hang up.
Yeah.
It'd be funny.
Just the facility itself is just not that nice.
It'd be funny
what being portrayed in Moneyball is exactly the way that it looks.
Well, it's even gotten worse because that was set back in what, 2002?
Yeah, that was set in 2002, 2003.
Right.
Yeah, and the Raiders were still playing there.
Yeah.
So part of their weightlifting equipment was there for the NFL team.
Yeah, and it hasn't been fixed in 20 years.
No.
So what would be funny if there was like a sinkhole that accidentally happened and one of the players just dropped off. That much of a shitbag place. I mean, it would suck for the player, but it would be like, oh shit.
I think it would just be apropos. I think it would be apropos.
Why does that remind me of a Futurama episode?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Futurama, the new season of Futurama is now out on Hulu.
Is it out already? I knew it was closed.
It is a great episode.
Is it? I gotta watch it. Watch it.
And dude, in true Futurama fashion, they break the fourth wall and they take so many jabs at modern day society.
Yes.
Dude, it is a great episode. I cannot wait for next week. It's going to be amazing. I saw it. I turned on Hulu today because I was like, because normally I watch King of the Hill.
Yeah.
And Futurama, and I was like, oh, season 11. Oh, we're back, baby.
That reminds me. There's a channel on TikTok that actually does the AI voice and it's AI script generator for the King of the Hill characters. So they just have them like randomly walking across the street. It's all AI driven, but it's AI script just going random, and it's the AI voice generator, so it's their voices that are going, and they're just going off the wall shit. It's fucking hilarious. It is so great. I don't remember the name of it. Next time it pops up, I'm gonna send you a link for it so you can watch it because
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
There's AI, Family Guy, SpongeBob. Yeah, there's
I've only seen the
Hill stuff, right?
They've been canceled like 5 different times now for copyright.
So one of my guilty pleasures, it's an AMSR game. I play Power Washer Simulator.
Yeah.
Right? There's a new SpongeBob DLC out for it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like your spray gun is animated. Like it's like you're in Bikini Bottom. Like you gotta wash I'm guessing the Krusty Krab, Squidward's plate. You're washing the pineapple.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Like it was animated by Nickelodeon.
Boy, do they know their audience or what?
Well, I thought I was living high on the hog when I did their little special mission and pressure washed the Mars rover. I was like, okay. But
oh my God.
yeah, I'm just like, okay.
Your excitement scares me on certain things, honestly, Johnny.
It's Sponge fucking Bob, David.
Yeah.
How dare you badmouth SpongeBob?
I'll really.
Fuck you, David.
I want you to choke yourself, David. Not with your hand, with mine. Like figure out a way to transcendentally just kind of like transmit yourself through the screen, just choke yourself. Good God. I want you to do push-ups until Oklahoma is back in Texas.
I want you to do push-ups until the A's have a winning season.
No, fuck.
Wow. David's gonna be swole, dude.
I'll make you boy strong.
He's gonna be like this, his shoulders. He's gonna flex his shoulders and it's gonna pop his head like a zit.
Oh, fantastic.
He's gonna be able to do the Chris Farley. He's gonna be like, where's the gym? Okay, all right, check it out. Such an idiot. What were you doing, Richard? Who's your favorite little rascal? Or Spanky? Sinner.
Oh God.
So yeah, the Braves, they're going to be hosting Boston. They've got the best record in the major leagues right now at a 653 winning clip. They're 64-34. I think at this point they're kind of the odds-on favorite to go all the way and win this year. Now I know it's still early; it's just a little bit past the halfway point in the year, but I'm like, okay, I'm kind of on board with that. It's nice to see the city of Atlanta actually flourish in something. Not trying to mention any names, but his initials are Matt Ryan. 28-3. I still wonder if Matt Ryan has nightmares of Tom Brady when he's in bed at night.
I would.
It'd be funny if he did.
Just hearing those numbers should be triggering. It's like the dead man's hand.
Like
Those are the dead man numbers.
He's giving his girlfriend back shots or something. Then he looks over at her open closet and sees a Brady sleeve hanging out. Like, babe, why do you have a fucking number 12 jersey? And she's like, well, I was going to ask you to wear it to bed because I wanted to fantasize a real man.
Oh.
Right? Like, he would have to quaff his hair, though.
He would have to have so many products. He would have to get, a lot of spraying, clipping.
Here's what his girlfriend probably does. She subscribes to the TB12 dietary plan and she reboxes everything.
What the fuck? That'd be some fucked up shit, man. I mean,
oh, that's wrong.
God damn, Johnny.
Fantastic.
I feel like that scene said, Johnny, I need some of Tom Brady's sperm. Like they sneak into his house and they lift up the blanket and he's like, oh my God, Johnny, look at that.
It's not even wrecked.
It's magnificent.
Baby's arm. Blimey.
What the hell? Who are you guys? Fucking run. And he throws Ted out the window. Look at that, Johnny, a perfect spiral.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
right, so
man.
NFL news. There is some news to kind of go over. The Colts agreed to terms with their quarterback Anthony Richardson. It's a 4-year rookie contract. They took him number 4 overall in the draft. He agreed to their deal today. And then 3-time Pro Bowl cornerback Marcus Peters agrees to a 1-year contract with the Raiders. Peters last year played for the Ravens, so that'll be an interesting change of venue for him. The Texans and quarterback CJ Stroud of Ohio State that went number 1 overall. Or did he go number 2? I can't remember. Anyway, he was taken in the first round. He agreed to a rookie contract with an upfront $23.38 million signing bonus. It's a 4-year, $36.3 million fully guaranteed rookie contract, which includes the $23.38 million signing bonus up front. So he basically got half his contract up front. Look for him to have gambling problems and debt problems throughout the Houston area. He's probably going to owe Paul Wall's grill man a pretty penny before week 1. I shouldn't say that. I wish the best for this kid. I mean, I think he's going to get eaten alive in the NFL because he came from the Ohio State University, which is a system school. But oh well. The Packers president says that the team will retire Aaron Rodgers' number at the appropriate time. I don't want to say that the Green Bay front office is being petty, but probably look for them to retire the number after Aaron Rodgers meets an untimely demise because he spoke out against child trafficking or something. Yes, he went there. He went there, everybody. Oh, God, he went there.
One of the players of child trafficking? Really?
No.
Oh, my God. Are you even on the same planet as we are?
No.
How did you get that out of what he said?
I have no idea. I was looking at that article about the suspension for betting on the NFL games.
What did we say about trying to read and think at the same time?
Be able to do it?
Like big stinky. There you go.
You're lucky you're cute, David.
Thank you.
Lions defensive back C.J. Garner-Johnson suffers a non-contact knee injury at practice. He was carted off of the field. Now, as far as it says, there's optimism that his knee injury is not serious, but there are more tests to come. Let's see here. They signed him to a 1-year, $8 million contract this offseason as part of their plan to rebuild the secondary. He can line up in the slot or at safety. He's coming off of a season with Philadelphia where he tied for the lead with 6 interceptions in 12 games played. So everybody in Detroit's probably holding their breath at this point. This weekend, the highpoint.com 400 was held at Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania.
We're not going to go over the suspensions. There's like 10 of them.
Dude, it's a 6-week-old story. I mean, you know what? You did some due diligence and you brought it to our attention. So I yield the floor to the senator from Wichita Falls.
I can't even say the fucking name. That's what's really bad. Denver Broncos defensive end is suspended until 2024 for betting on the Denver Broncos, which he's actually affiliated with.
You want to read the article?
Well, I looked at the last part of the article. He's the 10th player suspended. In Indianapolis Colts, Aisha Rogers, Raho Berry.
All right. So there's in an article dated June 29th.
July.
Yeah, no, I'm reading the original article.
June.
Okay. The NFL suspended 4 more players, including Colts defensive back Isaiah Rodgers for violating the league's gambling policy. Isaiah Rodgers and defensive end Rashad Berry were among players suspended indefinitely by the NFL. Let me see here. Tennessee Titans offensive lineman Nicholas Petit-Ferreri he also received a 6-game suspension for gambling on non-NFL games at team facilities. Let me see here. Rodgers started 9 games for the Colts in 2022. He was also used as a kick and punt returner. Rodgers' account reportedly made roughly 100 bets, according to David Perdue of ESPN. Most of those wagers were reportedly between $25 and $50 each. However, he allegedly placed a $1,000 wager on an over-under rushing yards prop involving a Colts running back that he reportedly won. Let me see here. What else? Okay. And there was some other news here, and this made me think of it. In April, the league suspended 5 players under the league's gambling policy. 3 of those players were Detroit Lions receiver Quintez Cephas, Lions defensive back C.J. Moore, and the Washington Commanders defensive end Shaka Toney. They were suspended indefinitely by the league. They can reapply for reinstatement following the 2023 season. 2 other receivers, Jamison Williams and Stanley Berryhill, received a 6-game suspension for their actions when they reportedly bet on college football games. Now, prior to the start of the 2022 season, receiver Calvin Ridley was suspended for the entire season due to gambling on games. He was a member of the Atlanta Falcons at the time. He was traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars during the 2022 season and was reinstated ahead of the 2023 season, which is like less than 100 days away. Defensive end from the Broncos, Imoya Uwazurike, suspended for the same thing. It was an indefinite suspension by the league. He cannot petition for reinstatement until 2024, which means he'll miss the entirety of the 2023 season at a minimum. He was 25 when he joined the Broncos as a rookie back in 22 as a 4th-round draft pick out of Iowa State. He played in 8 games as a backup, tallying 17 tackles, 2 quarterback hits, and 1 pass defended. So not exactly top tier, but hey, got money? All right, whatever. He was scheduled to play the 2023 season on the second year of a 4-year, $4.4 million contract, $765,000 of which was guaranteed via a signing bonus. Now, he was the 10th player overall suspended by the NFL since April for violating the league's gambling policy. So there's been some noise going on about that, about the league's gambling policy. I think it's a good thing. I think that the NFL is handling it properly.
Yeah, because they get to see the script before anybody else, so they know what's going to go on. I was waiting on that one.
Yeah, I know you had that one teed up for a while, but when I'm talking about the NFL handling it correctly, they're not throwing out lifetime bans like Major League Baseball did to Pete Rose, which I still to this day I will die on this hill. That is the single-handed, the most egregious travesty to ever befall professional sports.
Yeah.
Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame. Hands down. Reinstate him and make him eligible for the Hall of Fame. And I guarantee you he will get on the first ballot.
Absolutely. Oh, he's almost a guaranteed first ballot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now,
so many sports writers have already said that they're saying the same thing.
Right. Now, the District of Columbia Washington Commanders, their team is officially sold. We are now living in the post Dan Snyder era. The owners committee, from what I heard from reports, unanimously agreed to the sale of the team.
Yeah.
There is a lot of rumors going around, and there's a lot of justifiable scuttlebutt, so to speak, that the Commanders will definitely change their name. There is a huge movement to rename the team the Redskins.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nice.
Because before Dan Snyder took over the team, they had the blessing of the local Indian tribes. They also had Native American ceremonies before each home game.
And a portion of the profits that the team made during the course of the season were donated to Native American charities. So this whole, oh, we're just being woke, I think that the biggest and most correct step in the right direction would be for the Washington Redskins to rename themselves the Redskins.
You had tribes all over the country that were speaking out in support of keeping the name.
Yeah,
It was
exactly. I
only
mean, not just the local
individuals that
areas that were
said they
trying.
were
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was across the country.
Yeah,
And they were like, "There's nothing wrong with it." I mean, it didn't portray the Native American in a negative light. I mean, the only thing that was doing, I mean, the only reason you could even associate the Washington Redskins as a parody of Native Americans was the way that they were playing. Okay. But past that, there's absolutely
a lot of land.
Nothing wrong with that name at all. There's history, there's legacy with that name.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the same for the Florida Seminoles.
Well, the Florida State Seminoles told the NCAA to go get fucked and stay fucked.
Yeah. Well, the actual tribe,
the Seminoles tribe came out and said,
"No, you're not changing that fucking name.
You're not changing anything." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you hear John Anderson playing in the background, Seminole win, but it's whatever. But back into NASCAR real quick. Denny Hamlin, by hook or crook, won the race. The highpoint400.com 400 at Pocono this weekend. He's gone out on record many times as saying if there's any one person on the track that he respects more than anybody else, it's Kyle Larson. And who did he run up into the wall unnecessarily? Kyle Larson. It was even commented upon by his teammate Martin Truex Jr., who drove the number 19 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Motorsports this weekend, or Joe Gibbs Racing rather. He said that what Denny did was unnecessary, and it went into that territory of being kind of dirty.
Mm-hmm. It's not very cash money at all.
So Denny Hamlin is going to be one of those guys. I mean, Martin Truex Jr. said, look, man, it's too early in the season. We got the playoffs coming up to be running guys up in the wall for a win.
Right.
Because when it comes time for the playoffs, Denny Hamlin better watch his back, because he will get put in the wall at the opportune time that will eliminate him.
Yeah, he just put a giant target right on his back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Denny Hamlin was one of the biggest crybabies. And I say this because I listen to his show every once in a while, Actions Detrimental, with Denny Hamlin. It's on the Dirty Mo Media banner that's owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr. But he's got some valid opinions, but he was the biggest critic of the way that Ross Chastain was racing everybody.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. And then he's going to turn around and he's going to pull a Chastain.
Yeah.
And and not expect to catch some backlash. He's not going to expect to get any kind of repayment, because apparently supposedly Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin are pretty good friends off track.
Yeah,
but I mean, Kyle Larson was.
You actually see him in a
picture right now
on Instagram.
Do what now?
You see him with pictures with each other every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, they're friends off track. Yeah. They're legitimate friends off track, and they spend a lot of time together. Their families do, and that's great. But you don't put pressure on that friendship on the track.
Nope.
I mean, there was plenty of room for Kyle Larson to be up there. I'm a Kyle Larson fan. Don't get me twisted. I mean, I'm a Hendrick driver fan, but I like Kyle Larson. I mean, the kid can drive. I mean, he can absolutely wheel anything that you put in his hands. I mean, he said that, hey, look, Tuesday we're going to go up, run sprint modified, and we're just going to move on. We're going to forget about it. He said he'd probably forgotten about it by today. So, it's. I mean, as far as Kyle Larson's concerned, it's probably a non-starter as far as an argument is concerned. But I mean, as far as his pit crew is going to be concerned, they're going to have long memories. So, just kind of look for that. Next week on Sunday, July 30th, Richmond, Virginia, the Richmond Raceway is going to host the Cookout 400. That is going to start at 2:00 p.m. Central Time. They're going to be broadcasting that on Peacock, USA, MRN, which is the Motor News Racing Network, or the Motor Racing Network, and then Sirius XM, obviously. And then, ladies and gentlemen, that puts us for 8 weeks. 8 weeks until we hit the track, boys.
Just a little FYI, I got a portable smoker. We want to take that with us.
Well, I'm going to get my hands on a camp stove.
No, I got a legitimate like pit boy.
I don't want to sit there all day watching.
Quit cooking, David.
Fine.
I'm going to have a cooler that's going to have eggs and bacon and then something for lunch before we go into the track. And then there's going to be something in there for dinner. So that way we can make a light little dinner and hang out in the parking lot, wait for traffic to thin out before we head back to the hotel. I've got a table. I've got an awning.
What he said.
Just bring some chairs.
Fine.
You know, I mean, I'm all for cooking a brisket, but I'm not going to sit there for 12 hours watching the brisket when there's a race going on that we paid to go see.
Yeah, we didn't pay to go smoke a brisket.
David. I was thinking Saturday. Are we going to go up there Saturday?
We're meeting at the hotel on Saturday, and then we're probably going to hit up Babe's Chicken Saturday night.
Oh, okay. No, never mind. I had something else in my head.
We literally had this conversation. Like we've gone over this, man.
You know, I have like a turtle in my brain, not a fucking hamster, right?
I think the turtle is your brain.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't think it's on your brain. I think it's been replaced.
Could be.
And honestly, it's a sick turtle. I don't think it's doing well. It's like on its last legs. Like I'm a little bit worried about this turtle. He may even be like, you know, developmentally challenged somewhere. I'm not saying it's full on like Down syndrome, but you know, like comparisons could be made.
Okay. All right. So without further ado, we're going to shift gears. See what it did there? It's a racing reference. Keeping up, David?
Right.
Yeah.
He's still processing the whole turtle thing.
Yeah.
He's like,
he's lagging. Yeah. He's still running.
Counting card is bad. Yeah.
He still runs Windows 3.1.
Right. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like,
Arnix, that's good. What I'm gonna do?
Yeah. And then Dave is all.
What? Good news, everyone.
Okay. He does not look amused anymore. Look at his face, dude.
I'm ready to go to the bathroom. That's what's going on right now.
Oh, you have a jumper in the door? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's a wonderful transition. A wonderful segue, as we like to call it in the industry.
One of those goddamn sounds. I was like, oh my God, is that me or is that okay? Okay, that's the sound. That's the sound. Okay. I'm still clenching, but every one of those sounds was like,
we are professionals.
David, just remember, at your age, don't trust a fart.
Never.
Oh, God damn it. Hurry the fuck up.
Okay. Our next segment is brought to you by our lovely and talented sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She is a certified and National Notary Association certified notary. God, I need to start that over. My lovely wife, Mobile Notary Mindy. I cannot. Now I'm suffering from David-itis here.
He's infected you.
Somehow I got an STI through the internet because of David.
You need to update your antivirus.
Right? AVG's just not doing the job.
That firewall's not up. That firewall isn't up.
But a perimeter breach. Deep breath.
Anyways, this Nest let me start over here. I'm so glad that we don't edit this show. This next segment is brought to you by Mobile Notary Mindy. Screw that up again. Anyways, she does wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certifications of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, I-9 verifications. She is certified with the National Notary Association. She's bonded and E&O insured, and she's on every Facebook platform or every social media platform out there, rather. I just need to type this out and read the script. She's also Google verified. She does remote online notifications. So if you need help, hit her up on Facebook at Mobile Notary Mindy, and she will try to help you out the best that she can, or at least get you pointed in the right direction. Now, without further ado. Wait. Oh, you're pulling up your material. Okay. Wait. Okay. Anyways. From the piles of rubble, twisted steel, and shattered glass, through the smoky haze of asbestos, mortar, and office supplies. I knew where I was going with that. Comes the reason for your doubt. The reason for most of the calamity that we experience in this world. He is that which the Democrat National Convention despises. He is a owner of free thought, free will, regular bowel movements in the morning, and the ability to make you question yourself. I bring to you my genetic code on display for your eyes and ears, hailing from the deepest, darkest regions of my groin. I present to you this week's edition of Joke Time with Colin.
What do you call a dog turd in China? A waste of food.
Oh, God.
Just no. There are certain jokes that we will not tell.
Oh, I want to hear it now.
Abortion jokes and 9/11 jokes are forbidden on the show.
Look, I won't do 9/11 jokes. No. Abortion jokes, on the hand, sometimes they're a little funny.
The joke that I seemingly rejected is not a reflection of the opinion of Dreamy Productions, this production of Nerd Sports, or its three regular hosts. But I present to you a not safe for work telling of the following joke by Colin.
No, go for it.
Why can't you fool an aborted feces?
Or fetus.
Why?
An aborted feces is what David's dealing with right now.
The winds over the drop zone are too high right now, David. You're in a holding pattern.
Okay, let's try
one more time.
Why can't you fool an aborted fetus?
Why can't you
Because they
fool
weren't
me?
born yesterday.
Oh.
Right? I told you. That is not that is that. Oof. Okay. Throw something to do. You can't go out on that note, man. You got to do something more.
You gotta redeem yourself.
God.
What happens when Hannibal Lecter took the Asian guy's face off to wear as a mask?
You mean Hannibal Lecter?
Hannibal Lecter, yeah.
Okay.
What happened when Hannibal Lecter took the Asian guy's face off to wear as a mask? He couldn't see.
God.
All right. Now, I have not had any prior knowledge of this joke. I have
Yes,
not
you have.
I have not screened this joke.
You know this joke though.
Do I? Oh, God.
The taste of the good life.
Oh, I'm scared now. All right, let's go for
Do
it.
you not remember this joke?
Just go.
So sometimes I go out partying, and on my way home, I fill a balloon full of champagne,
Oh,
and I find a
no.
hobo.
Really?
Yes.
You're going to
yes,
quote Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Colin is going to quote Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Go for it.
So sometimes I go out partying, have a good time. And on my way home, I fill a balloon full of champagne. I find a hobo. I lob it over the hobo's head. And he doesn't get he gets a little bit in his mouth, not even a full sip. And I say, "How's the taste of the good life, you sack of shit?"
I'm guessing you had to see the clip in context.
Yeah. God damn it. That was horrible. It's so horrible that it's actually
Apparently, my kid has become addicted to It's Always Sunny and is watching this thing religiously.
It is a good show.
It is a good show.
I am not doubting that. Yeah. If your mother ever listens to this show and she hears you cuss, I'm going to hear it. Well, I'm not. I'm never going to hear. I'm never going to hear the end of it. Rather, no. Don't play the clip. We
I'm
don't.
not gonna play the clip.
We don't want. We don't want. We
I'm
don't
not
want the
gonna
clip.
I'm not gonna play the clip.
What are you going to send it to me so I can send it to them? Okay. All right. So, I really feel you should go out stronger than that because this is your last week on camera.
Okay, no. See,
For a while.
So if they watch the clip, they'll see how funny it is.
Yeah, but our listeners won't be able to watch that clip unless they have intimate knowledge of that episode. They're not going to know.
Okay. Well, you want to understand the context of that episode?
No, Colin, that's not the point. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to find something to go out on a strong note with because, we need you to, we're mediocre, right? And you're down here right now. We need you to come back up to mediocre so that way you go out on a strong note and, you're on level with us.
Listen, it's a low bar, Colin. Like it is almost on the floor, and yet somehow you're underneath it.
Actually, wouldn't it be he still messed it up?
We said the same thing, David, but with less steps.
Okay. It's like no baby saying that he's lesbian so you can get a chick pregnant. It's just straight with extra steps.
Okay, this is his attempt to go out on a high note here. Go for it.
What do you call a hot tub full of special needs kids? Vegetable soup.
That is good.
Just like that, the rubble has been cleared. A new parking lot has taken its place. And the wisping, the scent, the aura somehow still blankets the place. It's almost as if he never left. But have no fear. Where there is wrongs to be righted, there is justices
to be wrought, where there is an errant foul odor wisping through your nostrils like a popcorn fart in the wind. Never fear. All it takes is a simple request, a cry out. Dare I say, a plea. And he will come running and leave you questioning yourself as to why. But my genetic code has been on display yet again. He's left your eye holes burning and your ear holes dripping. You, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, have been witness to history. You have taken part in yet another episode of Joke Time with Colin. You can stay. You've been here the whole time. We're gonna land the plane here in just like a minute. You're 14. You got nowhere to go. Put your headphones on. Yeah, so do I. Okay.
So in nerd news, Bob Iger's selling Disney to Apple, probably.
No.
Pieces.
No, that will get shot down.
It's gonna be pieces. Everybody is starting to have the rumor go out now that he's selling all of it.
Well, for starters, it's not Bob Iger's place to sell any portion of Disney. He's just the CEO. Right. He can and probably most likely will get voted out by their board of directors.
Yeah.
So don't look for Bob Iger to be collecting a paycheck from Disney for very much longer, albeit he may go out with a golden parachute and he will be well to do. But
again, assuming that the deal even goes through, even if it's only pieces of Disney, if there's certain Disney properties that he's looking to get rid of, I wouldn't bet on it
yet.
Even though there has been almost cumulatively, it's over $900 million that they've lost now on their live action remake movies.
Yeah, the live action remakes.
They're shooting for $1 billion.
They admitted during the San Diego Comic-Con panels that the television content for the Marvel content has hurt the MCU.
Yeah. It has. Especially She-Hulk. And then you saw the set pictures from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And hilarious.
They're all full-size people playing the dwarves.
Yeah, and a black girl playing Snow White. Black or Hispanic, I don't remember what she.
I love those videos where, like, they're black kids watching the new live-action Ariel or Little Mermaid.
Yeah,
and even they are like, "That's not Ariel.
What the hell is this?"
Right? Yeah. They're like, "What is she doing? She's not Ariel." Like, like this adorable black girl. She was like, Ariel's supposed to be white with red hair.
Yeah.
And
it actually had
they want to sit there and yell at the right for virtue signaling, but it's like, dude,
I mean, they are
a completely original story with those characters that you wanted to do and have that scenario. Just make it a completely original story with that. How
about this? How about we stop doing remakes? How about we stop doing live action remakes of everything, because we understand that there's a strike going on. We get it. And the writers, well, for the most part, have not been doing their job very well.
No, they haven't.
Okay. When you run out of intellectual property and you resort to reboots, remakes,
dude, that's all there is anymore.
That's all it is.
Like, how many original have they actually had? Oppenheimer is like the first one to come out that actually has.
Have you seen the whole don't go watch Oppenheimer before watching Barbie if you do a double header during the day? Well, it's like, I'm not worried about that because I'm not going to go see the Barbie.
Why the fuck would I watch Barbie?
And it's not because I'm threatened by their femininity. It's a very
No, it just looks like an
It's
empty-headed
a feminist
graphic.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am not the target audience for that movie.
If I wanted to, if I wanted to be assaulted on a night, for an hour, or however many minutes the runtime is for the Barbie movie, with about how men are bad, I'd go watch season 19 of Grey's Anatomy.
Or MSNBC.
Yeah, or MSNBC. You watch Rachel Madcow bark at me because I'm a conservative. I'm a Reagan conservative American.
Right.
It's like
no, I'm not watching the Barbie movie because I am not the target audience for the Barbie movie. You want to go watch it? More power to you.
Well, I mean, okay. So from what I understand, the synopsis of the movie is that Barbie is no longer fitting into the Barbie realm because they decided that men were the root of all evil. So they cast all of the men dolls out, right? And so it was just all females, and life was peachy. And then Barbie said, "You know what? There's something more out there." And then she meets Ken, and Ken's apparently the villain throughout the entire movie. And Barbie actually gets cast out by the other dolls because, well, she's not conforming. And it's like, it's so
hang on.
feminist in nature. It's like, dude, seriously? I mean, the Barbie, the idea of a live action Barbie movie was just horrible.
It's ultra liberal, and yet they're admitting that it's a binary world.
Something like that. Yeah.
Can't make this shit up.
Dude, and they're like, if you're going to go watch both movies in the same day, the one that you watch second is obviously going to be the better one. And it's like, why? And it's like, oh, my daughter went to go see Oppenheimer, and then she saw Barbie, and she said she hated Oppenheimer, but she loved Barbie. It's like, well, because Oppenheimer is not necessarily targeted for little girls.
Exactly.
Oppenheimer is a dramatization of actual historical events. And it's like, it's what, a 3.5 hour movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot wait to go see it. I mean, I'm actually kind of hoping to maybe go see it this weekend. I'm hoping.
Are you going to see it on IMAX?
I will go. Hey, I'm trying to land the plane here.
There's this thing on Twitter.
I'm going to go use the restroom.
Make it snappy because we're fixing to land the plane because
I got someplace to be, man.
I'm gonna get an on-air lamp and hang it above the door. And every time I turn that thing on, I'm gonna, if you come to the door, it better be life or death.
Mm-hmm. Somebody better be bleeding profusely.
Yeah, like, oh, I nicked myself.
Tourniquet bleeding.
We've got band-aids for that. If it requires sutures, okay.
No, because
even then, I've got a coagulating compression bandage in my.
Listen, a washcloth, apply bandage.
I've got two
pressure will be there in a minute. Like I said, it has to be tourniquet bleeding. This has to be a class 3.
And I've got two IFAKs, two completely stocked IFAKs on my plate carrier in the closet.
Right. Exactly.
Tourniquets, compression bandages. I've even got splints. I've got a like one of those Israeli suture kits where you put you lay the adhesive thing outside, and it like zip strips it shut.
Yeah.
I was lucky to get it, but I've got one. So, I'm like, all right, we can handle this. We got this,
Yeah. So basically short of an amputation. No, because you have the IFAK already there. So you're good. You're good. Wait.
Yeah, there's two tourniquets on my plate carrier. Yep. One's in the IFAK and one's up front.
There you go.
Along with surgical scissors. So, God forbid you have to cut through a leather boot. I've got you covered.
You're right.
All right. Anyways. So, but yeah, I'm kind of hoping to be able to go see Oppenheimer maybe this weekend. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe hopefully I can talk my father-in-law into going this weekend. Because we're supposed to go up to Terrell this weekend to help take them the last bit of stuff from their house. But if not, I'll just probably catch it on a matinee during the week or whatever while I'm back home. But yeah, we need to land this plane because the Honorable Chris Jacka has got a very important place to be.
Yeah. So
barely.
So everybody. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm, as always, Johnny Skelton.
And I am Chris Jacka.
This is Nerd Sports 118. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.